welcome to episode 13 of the Dear to Me Knits podcast. My name is Dearyg, and I live in southern Indiana in the United States. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Dear to Me Knits, and on my Ravelry group as the Dear to Me Knits podcast. Yeah, it's been kind of a fun week. I need to remember to look at the camera, so I'm sorry if I'm like back and forth. It's just like, it's easy to watch myself, and then I watch back the episode and I'm like staring off into space the whole time. So I'm trying to remember to like look at the camera so I'm looking at you and not like off into space. Haven't really done a whole heck of a lot since the last time we talked. I've still been working kind of exclusively on my granito sweater, which is, it's so close to being done. And I tried so hard to get it done for today. Yeah, it didn't happen. I got a call from the school yesterday to go get one of my twins because he was sick at school. So yesterday I was with my sickos, and then over the weekend I wasn't feeling so great, so yeah, I didn't get a whole heck of a lot accomplished, but I went to Joann today, and we all know how I behave at Joann, so I have a little bit to show you there. But yeah, so no finished objects, unfortunately, but I will show you. This is, I can already tell this is going to be a crazy short episode, so my apologies. I'm going to tip this up a little bit so I don't chop my head off. So I've been working on my granito, which is just about done. I have to put like 2 more rows on the backs of the pockets and the neckband, and that's it. I really tried to push and get it done. Obviously weaving in and stuff in too, so let me see if I can scoot back so I can hold this up. So you've seen all this stuff before. This is where it gets interesting. So it looks kind of funny because I'm knitting, which I don't want the stitches to fall off the needle, but I'm knitting the backs of the pockets right now. So after I'm done, then I'll tuck it in here and, sew it to the back so that it's an actual pocket. And then, yeah, I'll just pick up and knit the neckband. And voila, there's a sweater. And I'm so excited. I'm hoping I'll have it done in the next few days. And my lovely sister-in-law, who takes gorgeous pictures, is going to do the photography for me to post my finished object photos. So, there's that. The second thing that I've been working on, which I don't have like super exciting progress to show you because I'm having to do some re-engineering, is my brother's chalk bag. So I have knit this far. As you can see, the liner is not in it. I did pick up the stitches here where it was basted to do it that way, and then I realized that having the grommet, the back of the grommet in here, is not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is open all of this up, which is where I'm at right now and why I had to go to Joann today. Open all of this back up and sew it. Let me see if I can sew inside out, or not inside out. Anyway, so I'm gonna sew it so that I can put the grommet on while it's open, and then flip this in and sew it up after I get the grommet installed. And I have there's the little grommet hole right there. And I don't don't know why I did that like you're my toddler. And then there's the little holes for the, also I could poke my fingers in them so you could see, for the elastic right there to attach his little carabiners on there for his belt. So, yeah, I'm hoping I can do that at my mother-in-law's today because I don't have a sewing machine. I've been using her sewing machine for everything. And the reason I had to go to Joann today, that's all my whips. So I'll just, oh my gosh, this is going to be like a 15-minute episode. Oh, maybe I should wait till next week. I'm 5 minutes in and that's almost everything. I guess I have a little bit. We'll see. So I bought grommets, but they didn't come with a grommet tool, and I didn't realize until after I already hot glued that grommet inside there and looked up a video on how to install a grommet that I was not gonna be able to do that. So I went and I got a pack of grommets that had a tool in it, right there. And it comes with these black grommets, which I like so much better than the silver grommets I was gonna use. So I guess yay double. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm so sorry. So yeah, it's got instructions on the back for how to do it, which clearly you need access to both sides of the fabric, which was not gonna happen the way I was trying to do it before. So, you like my little annoying baby hair right here? It's just the best. So yeah, so I got those today. I literally just got back from, I got some Reese's cups that were on clearance. And I got this safety pin that I have no plans for. I just really liked it and it was like $1.50, so why not? I'll do something with it. Then I got these, which you might recognize as they go boop right there. So now I have the white to the bluish white to the whitish blue to the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. I couldn't resist. Couldn't do it. I have no self-control. Sorry. And then I got this because my mother-in-law loves red, white, and blue, all the things. And so I thought I would knit her some scrubbies because it's cotton scrubby. So I'm gonna make her some scrubbies with that. And that will make her happy. Then I got this, which I am so excited about. Oh! So I had an extensive conversation with Mariah about this. And I've come to the conclusion that I think next year it is in my best interest to not make a Make 9 and just have some basic goals instead. So one of my major goals is to really delve into color work. So I thought this is going to be a very good addition to my rather small knitting library. Another one of my goals for next year is to have my patterns in print. So like instead of knitting everything off, like looking at all my patterns on my phone, actually have hard copies, because it will make it easier to take notes and keep track of my progress. And a lot of times I end up having to do quite a bit of ripping because it's easy to lose your place on the phone, whereas on a hard copy pattern, you know, it's just easier to mark where you're at and everything. So that is something that I want to do next year. So I thought getting a hold of some books and maybe getting a subscription to Pom Pom or Len magazine would be really good. Probably Pom Pom. I think that's more my style than Len usually, but which a lot of people say Lane, but Len is the French word for wool, so I can't help but say Len. I'm sure that it doesn't really matter, but I just thought I would throw that out there in case you didn't know what I was talking about, because most people do say Lane. But yeah, so I don't want to get too crazy because there's, you know, charts and stuff. Trying to find something that doesn't have a chart like with it. But yeah, so it's got patterns in it, but it also just has like swatchy charts like bunnies and chickens and hearts and skulls and crossbones. But then it also has yeah, just like some basic geometric stuff, and it's super pretty and easy to follow. So yeah, I love to take a pattern with good bones and switch it up however I like. So I think this is gonna be awesome, and give me some tools to do my own thing. So I'm at 11 minutes. I'm telling you, there's no way I can get this thing to 20 minutes, I don't think. Oh my goodness. Okay. I got some project bags. There's a lovely shop that I have followed on Instagram for a while, but you know, I mean, I follow a lot of project bag makers and I just can't buy from all of them. You know, there's only so much money in the account, right? But I saw that she was going out of business, and just out of curiosity, not going out of business, but just closing her shop. She was really discouraged because there just wasn't a lot of action, and the market was just really saturated, and she couldn't really do what she wanted, and it wasn't worth her time and money to make these bags. Anyway, I was like, well, you know, she's going to business. I saw the word discount and I was like, that's my kind of project bag shop. So I went, and very, very oddly, there were two bags that basically the only way it could have been more weird is if they actually had my name on them. This bag is called the February 88 bag. It was when her parents were married, and these were their wedding colors. My birthday is in February 88. So I was like, well, I gotta get that one, right? It has a waxed bottom. So, I mean, it's very, very sturdy, which I love because my kids spill crap all the time. You know, that's what kids do. So I'm obsessed with that. It is so well made. The fabric is gorgeous. Like, this is metallic, little metallic. It has a grosgrain ribbon with a toggle to close. There's no wrist strap, but I guess you could use that as a wrist strap. I don't feel like grosgrain ribbon is really the most sturdy feeling for like carrying. But as a drawstring, I think it works fine. It's definitely sturdy enough for that. I just don't trust it with the weight of like a project in the bag necessarily. But I also don't really use my wrist straps that much. And I do have tons of bags with wrist straps if I felt like I really needed one. But anyway, I just thought that was super pretty. And I mean, February 88, right? But it gets weirder because this bag is named Lydia, which is my daughter's name. And it has that same wax bottom. This does have a really great detachable wrist strap on it. The lining is gorgeous. It has a pocket, has a zipper, and it has a D-ring on the inside. Now, this also came with a stitch marker locket, which I promptly lost, so I will show it when I find it. It is beautiful. It reminds me of, what's that brand of necklaces that was popular for a minute? It was like one of those marketing companies or whatever. But it has like the lockets where you stick the charms inside, and it's like a clear circle and you stick the charms in it. It's like that except for stitch markers. And it's a keychain. So I love that. And I wish I knew where it was. My car is a black hole and our mailbox is at the end of the driveway. So I check the mail and like rip open everything before I even like drive up the driveway, and it has fallen somewhere. So the last thing I got, I think this is just this one last thing. It's gonna be super crinkly. I should have taken it out. I'm sorry. That's a bill. I paid it, don't worry. So there is a really great dyer on Instagram called Parkour Kitties. And she was developing this autumn leaves colorway. And she posted a picture of one that she liked, but just it wasn't exactly right for what she was going for. But I loved it. And I was like, well, just sell it to me the way it is. I like it just like that. You know, whatever you have envisioned, I'm sure it's great, but that needs to be for me. So sell it to me. And she was like, okay. So she messaged me the listing after she got it up on Etsy. And I will be very noisy for a second and get a skein out to show you. There are 3 skeins. It is 100% superwash Polworth DK. Holy balls. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. It's gorge. And I love it. It's got like pine trees and the yellow leaves and the red leaves. Ooh, love it. And her label is so cute. Look at the kitties. Oh. She's out of Singapore, I think. Yeah, this traveled away to get to me, and I love it. It's a little rustic feeling, not like excessively. I mean, it's not itchy by any means, but it definitely has a little bit more of a rustic feel than like merino wood, which I really like. I'm getting into the more rustic feeling yarn, like obviously this Barrett Wool Co that I have back here and this Spinel Garn. Both of them are like, muggles would probably call it itchy, but it doesn't bother me at all. Like, this is soft enough to rub all up on my face, and I'm not itchy at all. So, I think, actually, oddly, working with the mohair has really, really helped me with the itchiness, because it's, like, soft and itchy at the same time. I didn't tell anything about my Granito sweater. I showed it to you, and that's it. I also forgot to mention that my sign language interpreter, Kara, who has been on with me before, is going through some very exciting life changes right now that is taking up a lot of her time. So as soon as she gets back to, you know, back into her groove or whatever, she will be back with us. But for the interim, we're going to be without her for a little bit. So, but yeah, so this is Parkour Kitties Autumn Leaves colorway, and I really like it. Okay, so let's backtrack. Oh, she also sent me these because I was complaining on my last episode about how my stitches were falling off the needles. How sweet is she? I was like, thank you. So I'm gonna, I bought, oh, I don't have it down here. I bought this just tiny little, yeah, it's like a little pouch, probably like a coin purse or something like that, but it was so cute, so I had to get it. And I've been keeping that with my actual knitting, so I have stuff like scissors that I need and I don't have to like go roaming the house for it, which is what I usually do, because that's how I live. That's how I live my life. I'm so disorganized, it's sickening. Okay, so back to this. Oh, I can show you. Okay, so this is the yarn for my, I'm knitting from both ends of both of these balls, which I highly do not recommend, but you know, like I said, this is just how I live my life. Like, what's one more dumpster fire, really? This is Sweet Skein of Mine, fingering weight yarn in the Barn Board colorway. It's a lovely kind of grayish white base with black and brown speckles that are so lovely. And this is Drops Kid Silk. It is a mohair silk blend in color number 1, which is just white, cream, whatever. Undyed, I'm sure. Oh, and my brother's chalk bag is being knit out of Oink Pigments yarn. It is her Targhee sock base in the colorway Bee's Knees. And I am wearing a store-bought sweater, in case you were wondering. It has a drop shoulder and an asymmetrical hem, and I'm wearing a pencil skirt and boots. I don't know why you need to know that. Oh well. Just trying to add in like all the time I can add in. I think that's all. I didn't buy as much this time. I probably spent as much, but I didn't buy as much. I can't think of anything else. I have a weekly knit night on, live knit night on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Instagram, if you care to join me. We had a lot of fun last night, because today is Tuesday, so yesterday was Monday, talking about our favorite comedians and our favorite things to watch on Netflix and shows that we wish hadn't been canceled. So the subject matter varies widely, but you know, we knit together and we bond over the things we have in common. Almost every week I get a message from at least one person saying, hey, thank you for hosting. You know, it gave me a chance to socialize with knitters where I otherwise wouldn't have had one, which is exactly why I do it, because I live in the middle of flipping nowhere. There's no knitters here, it's just me. I'm that weirdo. And I'm that weirdo feminist, and I'm that weirdo, you know, I'm just like not a normal person, and I scare everybody that lives here. So, you know, I like to get online and find my tribe. And I found you guys, and you are deliciously weird and wonderful, and I love all of you so much. You are so dear to me. So yeah, oh, I just noticed something in this bag. Look, so her name was Willoughby Way, and Kate said I didn't say that before. Look at this. Look at this. Attention to, like, that makes this feel so fancy. Are you kidding me? I got me a fancy bag. It's got wax canvas, and it's got an embroidered, like, that's embroidered. Oh, girl. If she still has anything, you need to go snap it up, because these bags are primo. Does this one have one? Yes, it does. Check it out. Look at that right there. Fancy. Fancy. That's like pinky up while you're knitting fancy. Yeah. She does good work. I feel bad that she feels like she has to close up her shop. I told her as much too. I was like, you do amazing work, and I wish that I could buy more, because, you know, it's really sad that she feels disenchanted with her work. Anyways, yeah, go check her out. You know, browse, see if anything catches your eye. And, yeah. I think that's all I got. It's 24 minutes. By the time I add on my intro and my end, it'll be 25. That's respectable. Thank you so much for joining me on this very funky episode of the Dear to Me Knits podcast. And I will see you in a couple weeks, and I will see you Monday on Instagram at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye!